Tony Greco, Senior Tax Advisor here at the IPA. We normally start the year with our pre-budget submission. What is it? Well, essentially it's what the association stands for. So we've got a strong small business focus, innovation, sustainability, and the big one, tax reform. We're tired of the piecemeal approach to date, and I think the tax system needs a good shake from its foundations up. What we endeavour to do more so these days is, if there's something quite substantial, we try to provide member guidance, and we've seen that during the course of last year and into this year. For example, GIC non-deductibility, TASA, payday super, deductibility of financial advice, and lastly, the AML. We do produce quite a bit of member guidance to help practitioners navigate these challenges and that have been imposed on the profession. Recent submissions, we took part in 296. Again, that is now law, and it's part of what members have to navigate. We're not entirely happy with the way things progressed on that particular legislative front. Because we didn't get much of a real consultation, and where we've landed with the 296 in its current form, it's got some bits that aren't very good, like we call that unintended outcomes, but given the nature of and the speed, we have to live with that. Payday super, yep, it's coming to fruition on the 1st of July. We asked for a staggered approach, and unfortunately the government, it's all in on day one on the 1st of July, unfortunately, and there's a lot of member guidance on that, and there'll be more to come as we go forward. The holiday home rental draft guidance, we don't like where the ATO has landed, but we understand what they're trying to do, and again, we have to wait for the final guidance, but anyone who's interested in our position on that draft ruling can go to our website to avail themselves of what we've said. Productivity Commission, I'll mention more about that later, and obviously the EV FBT discount. They're some of the things that we recently did submissions on. On the legislative front, we haven't seen a lot of changes in the law, in tax law in particular, but other than 296, which I've already mentioned, to do with those members who have got balances in excess of 3 million and 10 million. The only other one that we're waiting for and that will have a big impact on our membership is the $1,000 standard deduction. It is an election promise. The government hasn't come forward with how it wants to proceed. We've made comments in the past that it's a very expensive way to reduce compliance costs. Effectively, anyone that doesn't have more than $1,000, it's effectively a subsidy. It's an expensive subsidy. We can think of better ways to reduce compliance costs. So that's our position, but we remain open-minded about how that will proceed, but we are expecting that shortly. The Productivity Commission's report on an alternative or changes to the company tax. We're not a big fan of the cash flow proposal. We think there are better ways to incentivise businesses than what they've put forward. Full expensing is one of those, but we have to wait for the government's response to their recommendation. We've got the federal budget fastly approaching. I call this the kite flying season. It's where things get thrown into the public domain and the government looks for a reaction. Most of you have seen the word CGT changes in the public domain. There hasn't been a violent reaction to date, so we are expecting some changes. What shape or form, that will be the interesting aspect of where the government proposes to take us. Will it just be on property? Will it be on all asset classes? Would it be on the discount itself? Will it be fully available after 12 months? All those things are in play. I think if I was a betting person, we can expect some changes in that regard. The FBT concession on EVs, there's talk on that could be tinkered with, and it is a very expensive concession. By any metrics, if you look at the carbon saved versus the cost to the taxpayer, it's out of kilter with a lot of other initiatives. The battery rebate, I know some of you are taking advantage of the incentives around putting a battery in your household. That's also been in the mix. The productivity roundtable that was held last year, the one clear consensus item that everyone took away was road user charges. Now, yes, the government will move in regards to that, but there's no urgency to that reform, so we're probably likely to wait. The things that our Treasurer has mentioned, he's looking at tax changes that improve a working person's position, incentivise business investment, and make the tax system simpler and more sustainable. So they're the three things that he'll take to the next budget. So we have to measure it against those principles. And lastly, my wrap up, we're going to have a lot more to say on budget night. We are expecting an interesting budget, lots of tax changes as opposed to the previous years where there was very few. So stay tuned. We're going to give you a full analysis, a full insight on budget night, and that's my wrap for the time being. Bye for now.